Thank you, colleagues, members of this commission.
It's not recording. This is playing.
Yeah, once it's played,
Is it hidden? Is yours showing play?
yes, is it played?
Isn't it supposed to be recorded? So I'm hearing noise coming from
Okay, sorry. Banana, you're very accurate.
here. Supposed to be recorded. Huh?
Record now.
Now it's recording.
Okay.
Hi, Siari.
So, good morning everyone. It is now February 26, 2025. It is now 10:35 a.m. So with that, we will go ahead and begin our today's session. Before I begin, let me just call to order. Commissioner no Mario Caetano,
Present.
Commissioner no Thomas Manglonian,
Here.
and myself no Rob Demapan. So we do have the numbers to proceed with today's session. Thank you. Going down on our agenda is the approval of minutes for December 27, 2024. Any
Mr.
comment on that?
Chairman, you skip C, adoption of our agenda.
Oh, apology, no, Commissioner, no. For the adoption of agenda, do I hear any motion?
So move, Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt our agenda for today's meeting.
Second. The motion has been adopted. Those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the yes have it. Okay, going down to item D, the approval of minutes December 27, 2024. Any comment on that? No.
Mr. Chairman, we don't have the minutes for that date. Our meeting on that date is on 27, 2024. Hopefully, it should be done in our next month's meeting.
Thank you. So, having said that, no, we are going to approve December 27, right?
Yeah,
2024.
Yeah, table that for probably next month's meeting.
Next. Okay, moving down to public comments. Any one of the, it appears that there's no one here. Going down to reports by the acting chair. I'm just gonna say a couple of things. As we all know, the legislature did pass Public Law 24-01, and part of that package was to compensate the commissioners for the past 2 years. I did submit a letter to Department of Finance addressed to Secretary Tracy Norita, thus reminding and again asking the Secretary for expeditious action on that request. Second, and I would like to say this, because we didn't have a hearing on last month. However, I would like to just point out something that we did request a LSR from here to the Office of the Attorney General, asking for some assistance in seeking guidance, and of course how we can see if we can continue finding making sure that making sure that the commission also will be beneficial when all the cases in the bankruptcy is all said and done. So we did receive some response from Allison, and at this point, she suggested that we should not take any action at this point until all bankruptcy case in court is resolved. So at this point, I would like to say that it's been relatively little movement, and because of that, we just have to wait until all cases is done. However, once all of those are set, we would be sure that there are a lot of works ahead of us. So at this point, we just have to hold on to any action until further notice. Any comment on that?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I may also direct my question to our legal counsel. We have a communication from Allison, and is this a public record? I think this is dated January 8, 2025. Because I wanted to ask the result of the hearings that has happened in the past up to possibly today, this Friday. Is it, can we discuss that now, or it has to be in the executive session? Do you have a copy of that?
Alice,
Yeah.
so that is properly belongs to executive session.
Oh, okay.
Because we are going to be discussing not only ongoing litigation that might affect the commission, but also the fact that anytime you seek legal counsel advice, which could be that writing, that right belongs to the commission and it is protected in terms of not being considered public record.
Oh, okay.
So I can definitely discuss that with you in executive session.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for that, legal counsel. I understand from reading the different news outlet out there that most of this information is already out in the public, already in the newspaper. As a matter of fact, most of the information that's written here, I'm learning from the newspaper, as opposed to directly from the legal counsel or from the AG's office that's representing us in the bankruptcy court. Like most of the dates that's implicated here, it's been out in the newspaper. So I don't see any major concern for CCC to withhold this.
And again, it's up to the owner of that privilege is the commission. And if you want me to discuss and, discuss legal matters with respect to either the OGA or rights and privileges of the body itself, then I can definitely discuss that in executive session. And then you can decide after that to to release it. Because again, the privilege is going to belong to the body, the commission itself.
Mr. Chairman, I think this is very critical that we decide on this, because that's why we hear so many outcry out in the community. Like for example, I've been hearing in social media that we are doing nothing CCC, and that we don't deserve whatever that's that we're gonna be paid for what we do. So I think it's only good that we share this information so that the public will be aware. We have very important dates here that I think the community, the people of the CNMI deserve to know. So I just want to be on record on that. So when we share this information, maybe the public can have a different sentiment. I think there's a misconnect. And communication is very important. We need to be transparent to the community, to the people of the CNMI. Because maybe that's one of the biggest reasons why we're hearing. That's one of the biggest reasons why we're hearing all these negative comments and ill feelings within the community because we're lacking information, or the public's lacking information. I'm sorry. So we need to share whatever information that's within the CCC out to the community. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Lumulun. And noted on that. Just for your info, even since the enactment of 1886, since back then people are perhaps equally divided on the issue. But at this point, I think we should go ahead and allow this to be discussed first in the executive session, and if there's any information that needs to be out in the public, we will certainly do that. But at this point, there are other issues, legal issues that we would like to ask the Assistant Attorney General to guide us also on that matter. But well noted on your concern.
Thank you, Chairman.
Going back to the first comment that I made on the reports on the acting chair, let me just, this is in reference to the enactment of 24-01. First of all, again, on behalf of the Commission, Undongkulo to the Governor for recognizing the need to compensate commissioners. It has been 2 years already, and we certainly appreciate the understanding and the patience of our leaders. Rest assured that we will continue to see what we can do to make sure that this industry works. And yes, we are doing something, but at this point of time, there are litigation, there are cases in court that needs to be respected. We'll wait for that result. When that result comes out, then the Commission again will continue to ensure that due diligence is in accordance. So, to the Governor, and of course to the legislatures that supported the cause.
Yeah, if I may add, Mr. Chair, I am so anxious for us to resolve the issue of the revocation hearing. Unfortunately, the court has ordered us not to proceed with it. I want this industry to move forward, and perhaps if we revoke the license, then we may see potential investors to come in and develop themselves in the industry. There's nothing much we can do. We're just following the court orders and instructions, and if need be, or as soon as it's resolved, then we can move forward. And I just hope that the public is patient enough to bear with us in our attempt to make this industry succeed. And even itself, I've been criticized so many times, but I can't really do anything if the court has demanded us to hold off on the revocation hearing. That's it for now, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Taikal. Alright, so going down to item 4, old business. As indicated, IPI's outstanding casino license fee for 2020 to 2023 went up to 62 million.
Mr. Chair, only up to 23, but 24, it's outside the, if I may use the parameter of, if I may use the word parameter of the hearings that we conducted, and we've been instructed to hold up on it as well for 2024.
Noted. No. In line with that, for 2024, post bankruptcy petition fees will amount to 15 million 502. For IPI, outstanding casino regulatory from 2020 to 2023 went up to 17 million 625. Again, for 2024, post bankruptcy petition fees is 3,150,000. So going down to item 5, new business.
Chairman, I've been seeing a lot of like 2 commas, several zeros, almost on every agenda, previous agendas. That's in the millions. Just for public information purposes, maybe I'm too hopeful, but there's nothing wrong with being hopeful. Where's this? Let's say that we collect maybe 10% or 5% of this amount, if we're lucky. Where's this money gonna be deposited? What bank is it gonna go into? Is it revenue and tax or finance gonna receive a certain percentage of this amount? The number that I'm seeing here.
Okay.
Or do we have our own account that when we receive these millions of dollars, it's gonna be deposited into, let's say, for example, Bank of Hawaii or Bank of Guam? Where's this money gonna go into? I have a good idea where it's going to, but I want the public to know, to be informed.
Okay.
Let's say that we collect even 2% or 5% of this total amount, if we're lucky. Where's this money gonna go into?
Thank you for that, Commissioner. And appreciate you raising that point. I like to think that anything that has to do with the casino license fee, I like to think that if and when we did succeed in getting something, I like to think that funding will go to the general fund. Now, when it comes to the regulatory fee, then we do have our own. Finance. So that regulatory fee will go down to the commission.
And deposit it, if I may.
Yes,
in
and
our
will be
Bank of Guam,
deposited to the Bank of Guam.
account.
So Chairman, just roughly, I'm just adding up the numbers here. More or less, it's close to $100 million. Is that the regulatory fee, or is that what kind of fee is that we're trying to collect?
There's two kind of fees here, Commissioner. One is the license.
So that one goes
fee-
to CCC?
No, the license fee goes to the general fund. That is required by law. Every year they would have to pay 15 million.
Okay, Chairman, I understand. But let me give you an example here. The 62 million. Let's say that we collect the 62 million, or maybe 5% of that. Where's that money gonna go to?
It's gonna go into the general fund.
General fund?
Yeah. So anything that has to do with license fee goes to the general fund, regardless how much we collected, goes to the general fund. For regulatory fee goes to the office of the commission, because we do have our own bank account at Bank of Guam.
So how much is owed to us for the regulatory fee as of, let's say, today?
It's,
Old? Yeah, old
Yeah.
was.
it's
Yeah,
roughly,
roughly.
more or less, 17 million,
So that's gonna go to us, to CCC.
if we're able to collect everything,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that
that's
will go to CCC,
So that one will go to into our account,
into
CCC's
our
account.
account.
And to top it off also, Chair, if I may, the 2024, that is already due, 3.15, be added to the 17 million. For, strictly for our operations.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Thank you for the clarification.
Is that clear?
Thank you.
Okay, going down to item 5, new business, CCC legal service request. As I mentioned earlier, the chairman did request on January 8th for some, legal guidance. And I did mention briefly, the result of that request. At this point, we would have to hold on to any, until the court case is done. Item B, IPI bankruptcy proceedings, stipulation of debtor and official committees of general unsecured creditors.
If I may, Mr. Chair, I want to direct my question again to our legal counsel. The item B, do we have to discuss that? We discuss it now, or it has to be in executive session?
I think this is one of the things that, at the last, not January meeting, but, there was a discussion about the bidding procedures.
Okay.
I think that's the time I sent you guys the copies of
Yes,
that was, right? Trying to think about, it was January?
that was in January.
In January,
Yes.
right? And so that's, so that's actually an order that, sorry, I do not have that because we don't have internet access, but that is an order. But after that, oh yeah, thank you. This is the one. This is the one. There's actually it's not a, I mean, it's a public record,
Okay.
right? So you can discuss it, there's
Okay.
no issues with that, of course. If there are some discussions and you want some discussion and opinion regarding how this would affect your, maybe your liability or your stand-in, we can discuss that in executive session. I do have to say that, there's been other movement forward since this, updates that you probably want to allow me to present it to you and that you can discuss it afterwards. We'll discuss it in executive session, then you can decide. You can take your actions in open meeting, of course, in terms of how to proceed, if it affects your your role as commission, because right now, all of these things are within the bankruptcy court. It's between the creditors and the debtor, of course. I know that there's been an update about the bidding.
Okay.
There's also, I think Friday there's another, not Friday, but next week, there's another hearing.
Also, Chairman, I understand the explanation of our legal counsel, but would it be possible, would it be okay at least to share out to the public, the community, the timelines?
Of course.
So that the community can be fully aware of what's going on, what are
I mean,
the,
that's all in here,
yeah,
yeah.
since the media are here,
And I think the next deadline is,
so it's a key deadline, like for example, today, it's a big day today for CCC and the CDMI people. February 26. It's a very key day. So Chairman, is it okay to announce this out to the public so they can know what's going on, at least with the time frame and what's forthcoming in regards to the timeline?
No, also if it's okay, maybe I can maybe briefly just mention it on the significance of those dates. Okay, since we are on February 26, or let me just begin since January to 17th. The debtor will be designated as stalking horse. Bureau that will set baseline bid for the sale of the asset. That was on January 17th. So on February 21, all competing bids must be submitted. On February 26, the assets will be auctioned using the initial bid submitted by the deadline as the starting point, which is today.
Mr. Chair, if I may, all of this auction are done online bidding, right?
Yes,
Auction
yes.
Right.
online, but not physically done at the IPI building during the actual.
I don't believe
No,
so.
it's done through online. So on February 28, which is 2 days from today, the debtor must file notice of the auction results. On March 5th, other parties may object to the sale if there's any. On March 25, the court will conduct a hearing on any objections, if there's any. On April 4, the sale will be finalized. And I hope I answered some of your concerns. No. So all of this, no, and because of all of this movement, this is why the legal counsel from the AG's office suggested that we not seek any relief yet until all of this case is resolved. Because we don't want to be jeopardizing the ongoing litigation in court. But rest assured, the minute all of this is done, there's a bigger role for us to move forward. But again, we just have to wait until the result of the case.
Question, Mr. Chairman. Once again, to the legal counsel. Once this is all clear and the court has given us the green light to proceed with the revocation, all we need to do now is to make a decision whether to revoke or not. We don't have to go through, because I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, that the hearing has been finalized, right? All we have to do is to vote yes or no, or to revoke or not to revoke.
That again is a legal opinion. And I'd rather share that with you in executive session after
Okay.
discussion.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, as you can see here in front of us, February 28 is a very key date. And I know our next monthly meeting is not until the end of March. But will it be possible to request a meeting after the February 28 or before that scheduled monthly meeting in March, just to convene as commissioners to discuss this and to strategize and to come up with a recommendation, or maybe we can ask or request our attorney that's representing us in the bankruptcy court to appear before us together with our appointed counsel that's representing us here. Would that be possible, Chairman?
Well, at this point, no, colleague, we will just have to wait until all of those significant dates are, because there are other significant dates that is very critical to the current situation in court. But we would have to again wait and see what's going to happen on the 28th. And if we see a need to come in and get together and discuss the matter, so I will put out a notice if there's a need to. But again, we have to keep in mind that on April 4th, the sale will be finalized. So again, we just have to, until all set.
The reason behind this request, Mr. Chairman, is that I'm always learning, I'm always reading in the newspaper of what's really happening within this bankruptcy proceedings. And I don't think that's right. I think us as commissioners should know firsthand what's happening and what are the latest status that's going on in the bankruptcy court, as opposed to learning from the newspaper, from the media, what's going on. So that's why I'm requesting that after that February 28th,
Well noted. No.
bankruptcy hearing, which is the final day to come out with the auction results. I think it's only right that we convene for some kind of meeting. I don't know what kind of meeting we're gonna call that. Maybe semi-monthly meeting on top of the monthly meeting.
Probably special meeting.
If you can.
Well, at this point,
Consider that.
Colleague, it's noted, and we just have to wait and see. And if there's a need, then the chair will make that call.
Thank you, Chairman.
Item C, Public Law 24-1, I did mention earlier. So that is taken care of. Before we get into executive session, any other comment? So if none, we'll take a short 5-10 minutes break, then we'll get into executive session.
Jerry, call for a vote, the motion.
Okay. Before we
Are you
go,
gonna recess and then come back and do a motion?
we can do it. Well, anyway, we'll just go ahead and do it. Before we get into recess, moving down to our next item, which is the executive session, do I hear a motion for an executive session?
Mr. Chair, I move that we rise into our executive session.
Second.
Okay, motion has been seconded. No, those in favor, Representative, no, Commissioner Taitano?